Welcome back, everyone, for the second game of Game Changers Academy round of 16. We at the moment, if you weren't watching and you're only just coming in, the previous game was on Haven, with Dark Monkeys having a 20% win rate previously, but coming out on top 13-2. Absolutely huge versus Meowmies, and my god, they looked pretty well, like oiled machine as like a whole team together. But now we go right into Icebox. So what are your thoughts, Jojo, for this next map?
Yeah, first of all, it's going to be important to note this is Dart Monkey's pick. So they are already feeling confident coming out from that 13-2 victory on Haven. And now that they're on maybe a more of a comfort map pick, even though their win rate is right around 50% in the past, we've seen how much work they've put into Haven. Clearly, it's likely they have done the exact same with Icebox, so I'm very, very excited to see what they bring out on Icebox, how their agent compositions are going to shift. We did see a mirror composition for both Meowmies and Dart Monkeys on our first map, so I'm excited to see if we're going to get the same exact composition again. Potential for Fade to be pulled out. I like Chamber on Icebox as well with all of the angles, and you can get on top of that tube with his teleport. But either way, we're going to see some exciting gameplay, and we'll be able to see if Dart Monkeys can pull out that 2-0 victory.
Yeah, exactly. And Meowmies winning Haven was the map they really needed to win to get on top of this BO3 and maybe drag us into that third map. But unfortunately, they kind of got stomped, and Dark Monkeys, they're looking so clean together as a team with those agent changes, with Bunny Bee going from that previous Killjoy pick on Haven to now a Chamber. So we're looking to possibly see her play Chamber once again because she's looking extremely sharp, and so is Island as well on the Jet. And they're really being the tip of the spear for Dark Monkeys, especially with the support of both their flex players, SK and Isla, sorry. And now we go right into Agent Select, and I'm excited to see maybe a Fade, like you said. I would be so keen to see some like Fade in any way today.
Silva is most definitely that standard initiator pick. I think some of Fade's abilities do lend themselves to info gathering, but instantly we've got a double Viper lock in. She is the standard controller on Icebox even after all of the changes have been made to her agent. We see Barry hovering over Silva. That's likely going to indicate no Fade, at least for Team Meowmies. Bunny trolling us with that Yoru hover. I've got a feeling they're going to opt for Chamber again, but Island, we saw Island hovering Fade previously and eventually locked in Jet. That is definitely Island's comfort pick, but it's still exciting to talk about when we see all of these hovers. We just know the players are trolling us.
They are, and I'm so sad about it because Fade gameplay has been so interesting to watch how teams have been innovating her, and the advantage of picking Fade into teams is that they're not really that practiced versing her. So you can actually take teams completely by surprise with a well-practiced Fade. But unfortunately, you do need quite a little bit of lineups learned, and Island will eventually lock in the Chamber. So a little bit of swapping here for agents. Bunny Bee going on to that KO instead, and Island going on to Chamber. And there's actually no duelists for Icebox.
That is very, very interesting to see, but that is the play style of Chamber. It's kind of that Sentinel Duelist combination, and depending on your play style as a player, you can lean more towards one side or the other, but I love the Deadpool Sentinel play for both these sides. We've got Sage as well as Chamber, and I think that's going to really prevent Dart Monkeys from continuing again. It is going to be important to keep in mind, though, Dart Monkeys this time starting on defense, not by their own choice. Meowmies actually picked attack first on this map as well. So if they can do something similar to what Dart Monkeys did, where they just run it down on their attack side half, we have the potential for Meowmies to take the lead.
Exactly, but the thing is, with this no duelist composition, it makes the playstyle a lot more slower and just gaining space slowly by scaling onto sites. So, unfortunately, we won't see any cool, like, very fast jet plays, but right off the bat, we have a toxic screen coming up and Flash blinding Island in the backside, and the suppress does get destroyed immediately. Island, will she come unchecked? She actually gets the headshot with the headhunter and then TPs right away as Chambers do. Anime does get the plant down. It does almost get stopped, but that barrier orb helping things just all the more as things settle into a bit of a retake here.
A little bit spicy here. Quick headshot from Bunny. Not able to secure one onto Anime before dying to Kiss. And this is a great hold from Meowmies, bringing us down to a 2v2. It's actually one player left. Kiss, 10 HP. Not going to be enough to secure it. But look at this. Dart Monkeys, just one player left. I believe we're on around 20 HP. So we've already been shown how Meowmies has that attack side kind of in the bag. They quickly got the plan, and even with numbers disadvantaged, we're more or less able to hold site. So I'm excited to see what they can do when they can finally buy in that third round. But completely expected Dart Monkeys forcing at this moment with Spectres and a Marshall shield. Meowmies, again, their goal is to get as many of those guns on the ground as they can.
Yep, and it's looking like a fast take onto the A side, all 5 of them pushing on, and Orb does actually get that orb, fortunately, with her life as well. Runs right back up. That's a win for an eco round there. But this toxic screen and poison orb is going to be rough to push in, but no one is there really to play off it. Looks like Grimoire is playing those lineups with snake bites just in case she hears any kind of person planting. Barry is going to be pushing towards the flank to hold it, but may actually get caught out, possibly.
Spike planted.
Ooh, that was a very interesting stick for the plan, and that looks like all Meowmies are gonna get as Grimoire just runs it down with the Spectre getting that final kill. But that is the second round in a row where Meowmies was able to plant the spike, and it's Dart Monkeys' retakes being so brilliant, as well as Meowmies. Their attack initially is looking very, very good. So here, when they're able to buy those full rifles and they're going to be against a full team of Spectres and a Marshall, again, because Dart Monkeys flawlessly won that previous round, they don't have to upgrade to anything. Meowmies really wants to see these guns into the next one as they can.
They definitely do. Kiss will be playing this elevated position. Not Kiss, sorry. Island will be playing this elevated position up on top of boxes. With a Marshall at that, she will be using the Headhunter instead, and that suppression is going to catch out two or three players of Meowmies. That's information gathered. Island in the perfect position here to come out on top with... Oh, but Kiss is very, very aware of the other chamber. SK does actually wall right back up. But the take on to the B side, SK does try to hold things off, but this is a bonus round there for Dart Monkeys, and Meowmies does come out on top a little bit with the better weaponry. It's now a 3v5 on the retake. The toxic screen will go up to make this all the more tougher. There is a recon available, but the flank is getting cleared. Meowmies are looking extremely clean on this round, and it's looking like Dart Monkeys are opting to save on this bonus round.
Here, Grimoire attempting this retake. She has a lot to do. Meowmies is 5 alive, and with all of that util just being able to dump onto that spike, Yes, all down to just Autumn. Going for these exits, picks up the rifle, but cannot switch in time to get any more done. Meowmies, almost flawless round there. Kept 4 alive to push into the next one. But this time, Dart Monkeys, they're going to be the ones buying. And if you take a look at this, Priya, we've got Island on the operator. I am so excited to see this one. That is the beauty of the chamber. You can either buy that operator or you get it for free as long as you have Tour de Force in your back pocket. But Island, a dangerous buy, opting for no shields at all. So she can purchase the operator, and you just know she wants some big kills with it. She wants to change the momentum of this round in particular, and that Spike is headed over to A.
It is heading over to A, and Meowmies aren't actually stopping Autumn from just going really fast with the recon dart and grabbing an orb, and she's farmed her way up to that Hunter's Fury by doing this almost every single round. And as they push onto the A side, it's looking like Meowmies are going to be playing, Dart Monkeys are going to be playing that retake. The drone will spot a couple of players from the attacking team. And the flash through the Viper Wall. Actually, the Viper Wall drops as the flash pops. Recon doesn't actually hit anyone, and the Hunter's Fury is going to stop that plant just for a moment as the retake does come through. But those snake bites and Hunter's Fury will not stop the plant just yet. Now for a full retake and a beautiful position there from Kiz up on top of Nest, and that was absolutely huge. Berry does absolutely recover an island there with the operator, like you said. It does get a little bit of value, but is a 3v1, and she does opt to swap out for the rifle. She secure these 1v1s. The spike is going to be ticking down. She does need to be all the more faster, and they're playing quite disciplined here on the side of Meowmies. Berry does trade out with 3k to end things off. 2-2 now. Meowmies are looking a little bit better in the icebox.
They most certainly are, and I am so happy for them because I don't even know if they thought they had it in them to escape that kind of looming scoreline from the previous matchup, but they played that post plant very, very well. They were aware that Island just had that operator in hand and didn't have much in terms of being able to secure the defuse. So Meowmies double peeking, getting these headshots, not being as afraid anymore of Dart Monkeys. They've realized that sort of aggressiveness from Dart Monkeys has to be combated by aggressiveness of their own. And I'm loving what Meowmies is doing here, slowly walking up onto site, but they are going to begin to run it down very, very shortly. Grimoire stuck behind that yellow and is absolutely run down. Calverix and Kiss getting one of their own each, and this is a save round. Keep in mind for Dart Monkeys, SK getting some big value from that Grimoire wall. Yeah, beautiful positioning. Has to reload this Marshall, and I don't know if Dart Monkeys can do much else against these full rifles for Meowmies.
Yeah, but that's quite a lot of damage that SK has done just with the Marshall in hand. And she can do a little bit more damage, possibly. She does get a shot landing onto Autumn through the wall, but Meowmies do clean things right up. They do have a Null Command, Hunter's Fury, a Resurrect, and also the Tour de Force to use into this following round. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. But on the side of Dart Monkeys, they do have that Viper's Pit to gain some kind of control on the defense to possibly pop right off the bat or maybe save for a retake. And they do have the Null Command to use for the retake as well. But it's looking like a full push onto the B site here where two players of Dart Monkeys are holding.
And unfortunately, that Tour de Force popped as well. Viper's been invested on A for Dart Monkeys, so that's probably going to deny any sort of rotate for Meowmies. They have chosen to go B here, though. Island lurking down mid alongside Autumn, looking to get a pick potentially on Yug, but that spike, again, very slowly making its way onto B, and all of the defenders on site forced to play behind this Viper toxic screen. They're backing up, and it's gonna be an easy plant for Meowmies should they commit right here, right now. Anime throwing down that wall, and Hunter's Fury actually popped out from Barry. Don't know if it connected with anything there. That spike now being planted. 5v5 retake attempt for Dart Monkeys about to commence. Bunny seeing the gun peeking out from under that Raptor location, getting the first pick of the round and getting the second one too. Bunny on a mission. Lives are just being lost left and right. Was the spike stuck? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it was. That was a beautiful wall done by SK's Barrier Orb just to hold down the spike, and she just sat there and diffused it completely. No one stopping. And what a round there from Dart Monkeys. Immediately when the spike was planted, they used the null command straight away. They used just every single piece of util they possibly could have used for that retake to hold down that pressure. And that pressure was too much for Meowmies to really hold onto the side, especially when all of Dart Monkeys were pushing from every single side. And once again, this suppression blade, absolutely huge, always gaining so much information for Dart Monkeys, constantly being put in the same place. And I hope to see maybe some kind of readjustment, maybe playing a little far back to wait for that suppression blade to come through. But once again, a bit of information, maybe a fake bit of information though, because the rotates were pulled out towards the B site and now will be going back towards A. But once again, it looks like Dart Monkeys are playing for that retake. The null command will be popped and a push will be made onto the A site, but no one is playing there.
2 ultimates actually invested after Yug does throw down that Viper's Pit, and suddenly this retake has become that much harder for Dart Monkeys to deal with. They're pushing onto site solely from backside. There's no one even close to being able to flank, and when you're pushing into a Viper's Pit, you do not want to go alone. There's 3 players currently playing in it, and the spray down does come through, but Bunny B, a menace yet again, actually making this possible. The defuse is going to be secured for Dart. I thought for sure Meowmies, considering their massive investment into that round, was going to win it. But now that's 2 in a row for Dart Monkeys, and we saw what happened when they were allowed to gain this momentum of 2 in a row. And look at all of their wins are defuse wins. Dart Monkeys feeling very, very confident in their retakes, and I'm going to predict that they are going to continue giving sight to Meowmies and just securing those retakes, considering how well they have been going in the past.
Yeah, they have been. They haven't lost anyone pushing onto the side and just did a 5v whatever, whoever's like, usually a 5v5 retake on either side, and it's working out in their favor. Even when they were retaking against the Viper's Pit on site, Island just jumped from 410 just as a body and got traded right off with the Viper. That was a very, very lucky, fortunately for them, but they're just working really, really well together as a team. The synergy has been really good. Their trades have been instant, especially on the retakes, and the combination of utility they've been using has been working out very, very well for them, especially with those early suppression blades that SK has been throwing on B main, getting that early information. They've been constantly trying to get that information to see where Meowmies are playing and playing their retake, and they're happy to, especially knowing that Meowmies did have that null command to push onto site, but no one was on site. They got basically free reign, and that is just a false sense of security that they keep giving to Meowmies and then completely taking that away on the retake. But a different change here, lots of mid control going to be gained for Kiss through Tube, but she will be met with Island, and Island comes out on top with that little bit of chamber v chamber action.
So even though this has never been Meowmies' play before, it does seem to be held down by Dart Monkeys. Yug able to get the trade a little bit late, but that does even out numbers here. The spike has yet to be dedicated to a specific site, but we see It's leaning more towards A. At this point, there's no more presence in mid, despite being all that presence early in the round. We know Anime has the res. It's a little bit difficult due to the body being in tube. So I think the best play for Meowmies now is to get a quick plant and just attempt to hold with the 4 players who are alive. All of this util, though, from Meowmies is going to indicate to Dart Monkeys that this is their chosen site. Anime thinking about throwing down the wall, but
30 seconds
they
left.
have to continue dodging this Hunter's Fury. That is the one ultimate that could stop their aggression, and it did. Anime just now planning, 20 seconds left on the clock, so taking it down to the minute. Honeybee gets one, but instantly traded out. So we're still at even numbers, and the shots have to be on point for both teams if they want to secure the win. 2v1, everything is down to Barry. So much smoke on site, no util, no info gathering tools to be used here, and the shot is just beautiful from Grimoire. Headshot with the Vandal, and that's 3 for Dart Monkeys.
Once again, Dart Monkeys happy to play that retake. Play pretty far back, wait for them to push onto site, and their retakes have been quite clinical. Once again, they trade off each other. They play the numbers. SK with the res instantly, trying to keep those numbers up, and trades the res right back out. And it's working out so well in their favor. It is still a close scoreboard though, 5-3, but the retakes have been working in Dart Monkey's favor. But it does look like Meowmies are forced into an eco after losing that round. Dart Monkeys does have the Viper's Pit to hold onto either side, and also a null command for that retake gameplay setup they have been constantly playing. But it's a heavy push from the mid side. This poison orb is going to block it just a little bit, but the drone will possibly catch someone. Yeah, does catch someone, but it doesn't scan anyone just yet. But Honeybee with that very high position does catch the enemy KO off guard. But things do slow right back down. They're just looking for Dart Monkeys to maybe make a mistake and push. Ooh. Island's been looking really good today.
Yes, they absolutely have. I love the accuracy of their aim, and I feel like they have kind of figured out their play style, and that is on Duelist or Chamber like we're seeing on this map. I think if you're Meowmies right now, you've got, what, 35 seconds to play with. You have no idea where Dart Monkeys is holding, left. And you have to try your best, because if Dart Monkeys is able to win this one, they're going to be on 6. Plus, I believe this is a Meowmies full save round, so any guns that they can steal out of the hands from Dart Monkeys is going to be beneficial for them. Wall is going to be dedicated. 2 bullets in the chamber. Oh no, unfortunate for Yug. Honeybee. Oh my gosh, absolutely incredible. Even on a player that doesn't really lend themselves to that duelist playstyle, Bunny. Very, very nice aim, and knows when to peek out and get timings on their opponents. Look at this, it's going to be a full buy from both teams. The team that actually has ultimate advantage, though, is Dart Monkeys. What are we kind of expecting to see them pull out to win this one for themselves?
Maybe I like to see that time coming out from Meowmies, because they do have ultimates coming up, possibly that Hunter's Fury one away. Maybe take some control of B long, because it does lend itself more to the attacker side if you can grab that orb. So if they do get one orb, possibly they could have more ultimates available for this attack. But Dart Monkeys, they have the null command still in hand, and also that Viper's Pit to use at their disposal. Meowmies, I think they do need to just work maybe on their on holding that post plant, those post plant positions, because they've been playing really disconnected on the post plant. They haven't really been playing in tradable positions at all, and they just get picked off one by one. Dart Monkeys have been playing really, really well as a team, using that buddy system, trading each other out on the retakes. So I would like to see maybe that readjustment coming out from Meowmies, because they have been getting space on this side, but they haven't really been changing anything. They haven't really been showing any aggression maybe towards CT to maybe take like take Dark Monkeys off guard, anyone who's waiting for that retake. But it looks like it'll be a push onto, actually they look to play very, very passively, leaning towards A and mid, but Island has creeped up on top of Pipes, and Berry does not really expect that at all, and she gets just a free pick right out, and Meowmies is looking like a bit of a disadvantage for them, especially having one less initiator onto the take. But
absolutely,
it's a full take on the B side here.
It is going to be more or less towards B side, but Dart Monkeys even on defense, they are getting aggressive. What is this peek from SK?
Man.
Wait,
Attacker
what?
spawn.
Yeah.
Spotted the crossover?
That was a beautiful defensive aggression shown by Dark Monkeys, having two players, Grimoire and SK, just push down mid and catch that rotate that was possibly going towards the A side, and now it's left two players from Meowmies just to really recover things, and a spike in an unrecoverable position. 27 seconds on the clock, and SK is really closing things down. Kiss does have an operator invested in this round, and that's quite of a loss. They do pick up the operator to use into this following round, and the Meowmies economy is in shambles at the moment.
It does feel like Kiss has purchased the operator many, many times, but has yet to have any real impact on these rounds. And now if you take a look at that economy, no one on their team is able to buy Kiss, so gonna be forced to use Tour de Force here, which is yet another version of the operator, but not looking great for Meowmies. Multiple players on half shields, and SK gonna be able to farm out that orb, one away from the all-important resurrection. I always love playing with Sage on the team for the heal and the res. Island, sees the head, but cannot secure the shot. But now they know that the operator remains in the hands of Dart Monkeys, and Meowmies is going to be on guard for that. Peeking again, they're choosing to jiggle peek this, make sure that the operator is still holding that angle, while maybe the spike going to rotate off, but it's in fact two players, potentially three, who are defending on A, and now between that and the Viper's Pit, it's going to be really, really hard to take this.
But they do decide to push the Viper's Pit anyways. The drone is actually going to spot them out. They do have 45 seconds left to rotate, and look, they do decide to. I do want to point out how I really like how Dark Monkeys are changing things up on the defense. They're deciding to show a little bit of defensive aggression, and it's actually catching Meowmies off guard. Two rounds in a row. They had two players push towards mid, catching the rotate towards A. Early round aggression on B long, grabbing the orb and having SK play a really an elevated position, catching one off guard from Meowmies once again, leaving them at a player deficit. 10 seconds on the clock, and Island is looking to really stop things, and my god, the entire cavalry from Dark Monkeys will be rotating on the B side and stopping Meowmies in their tracks. 8-3 now. It's looking a bit rough there for Meowmies.
Very reminiscent of our Haven map side. I know that Meowmies also secured three they secured two only in the half, so they're doing a little bit better on this map, but now Dart Monkeys 6 in a row, and not even all of them are defused wins. Meowmies, even when they have tried to adapt and not allow these defused wins, Dart Monkeys is still making it happen, still making elimination wins work. So Meowmies has to step it up. This is the last round of their half. They want to put every single thing they've got into this round, and Island has something to say about it with a headshot operator kill. What a flick on to Anime. Viper's Pit is dedicated, but again, Meowmies is down a player before the spike has even been planted. Make that two. Players are just falling left and right. Spike still yet to be planted. All the chaos ensues within this Viper's Pit.
Island going to push with the classic quick and is actually going to connect with 2 right clicks to finish things off 9-3. And what a shot to start things off as well with the operator. That beautiful headshot, leaving Meowmies on a 1-player deficit and then pushing the Viper's Pit with a classic, getting a 2K. Yep, that seems about right. Free gun, by the way. And now 9-3, maybe a curse. Who knows? We'll have to see. But I just really like the flexibility that Dart Monkeys are showing, especially on this map pick. They're really changing things up consistently and adapting to Meowmies' playstyle at the very first part of like the first half. Sorry, I had a stroke. They had a constant retake setup, and they were constantly conditioning Meowmies to wait for that retake setup. But then instead, they changed things up towards the later rounds of the half and decide to get more defensive aggression. And this adaptability is so beautiful to watch. But Anime is actually going to get caught out in that little bit of a corner, sitting there with the shock dart. And now the spike will get planted down. The barrier orb is going to make things a little bit more difficult for them. Just a little bit, but Barrier will make her way up towards top, but SK is top side and does get the pick. Kiss does trade the route, fortunately, and the flank does come through really well. The headshot does land. Express is going to actually suppress Grimoire, but the clicks from the classic does come through, but the defuse is actually being stuck completely. Oh, so well done. The right, dude. So many right clicks we're seeing that shouldn't do that much damage.
So it's gonna be good to point out though, Meowmies' first pistol round that they have won. This time they're gonna be the ones buying up guns, buying up those Spectres and heavy shields. Lucky enough though for Dart Monkeys, they had a good enough of a lead in their initial half that losing these first 2 rounds of the half are not really gonna make that big of a difference. But if Meowmies can show perseverance in their defensive half, we have a chance to make it back to 9-9 or somewhere close to a tied game again. Dart Monkeys typically very good with their aggression, and we're kind of seeing Meowmies combating that successfully, at least in their pistol round. Some missed shots. Island finally connecting in mid onto Calvrix, but that spike still lurking outside in spawn. Maybe gonna be heading over to A at some point, but right now tons of space being taken on B, and if Barry falls as well, Meowmies is gonna have a big problem on their hands trying to stop the push with 3 people alive. Spike is indeed going to make its way over to A, but this is read by Meowmies. They made the communication to rotate 2 players over to A just in case this was the plan. But take a look at that player, Bunny, still maintaining presence on B site. Just has the pistol in hand, 22 HP. But their goal there was to kind of waste time. Maybe get a pick or 2. Island with another one on to Kiss, and the spike. I don't even know where they're going with it now. Looks like a run all the way back to A.
Order with the frenzy long range actually takes down Anime with Spectre. Island with a beautiful peek is possibly going to... Ooh, that made me nervous. But Island does get the pick onto the rotating Viper. SK will put a barrier orb down, taking that space towards backside. Very now left in a difficult position, a 3v1, a Spectre in hand, and is going to get scanned by the recon dart as well. She will push on to site and clear things out, and I really like this positioning here from SK behind the box, and it does actually get red, but look at the post plant. Just the snake bite and also poison orb, making this so much harder to really push at all, and the thrifty round coming through for Dart Monkeys. So well played by them. I really like how they play, how patiently they played. Actually, they were just playing very, very silently, denying any kind of information from Meowmies. I believe they only had the Sova alive, so they didn't really have any suppression blades to really throw anywhere. So fortunately for Dart Monkeys, they were able to draw some rotates towards mid, towards B main, and it looked like Meowmies were just kind of confused as to where the hell Dart Monkeys will actually exec, and it worked in their favor. Kiss now in a very... Oh, that's such a unfortunate position. A little bit of an over-aggression there. Island does take Anime down. It is a bit of a save there here for Meowmies, but a little bit of a recovery. A 3v2 within a matter of seconds. The trade does come through. KO from Meowmies is going to get scanned, but the fragment grenade is going to finish her off. The spike will get planted, and a little bit of deja vu here. Very here, going to rotate onto the A site in a 3v1, but only a classic and a dream.
Does connect a little bit, I think. Does some chip damage there, but needs to be able to somehow stick the defuse. Oh, could not get that kill onto Grim. And I would just like to point out, Meowmies' read at the beginning of that round was absolutely perfect. They had 4 defensive members actually on A site. They were predicting an A hit, and that is what they got, but unfortunately, simply due to their worse guns, they were not able to hold that site down. And now we have a timeout coming out from Meowmies. This is a well-timed timeout. They've got to figure out what to do on their defensive half. And Dart Monkeys in a very comfortable position, a 7-round lead at this point, and they kind of have a game plan already. They know what has been working, and that is simply the aggression, the aggressive post plants that they have been able to secure. Meowmies, what can they do?
Well, they do have this timeout just to figure that out, because this is basically the last full gun round that they may have before Dart Monkeys can kind of roll things into match point, especially with their economic advantage. So Meowmies really do need to use this null command to the best of their ability, because otherwise, if they lose this round, they'll be forced back into that save, and then they may actually end up losing this match because of this round loss. But null command is available. Kiss is still away from that tour de force, but Island does have the tour de force to really, hopefully, close things out. But Meowmies here looking to stack towards the B side, and they actually stacked right, having 3. Oh, never mind. They're gonna instantly rotate. Off that a bit of information, misinformation actually from the suppression blade didn't actually catch anyone, and it might have caused a bit of rotates to come through, but they will rotate right back out, and Kiss is being scanned by this recon and is trying to hold, but Bunny B does push through, clears Kiss out, and there's a free site for Dart Monkeys.
I feel like Meowmies have played consistently a man down. Dart Monkeys, I want to know at the end of the game how many first bloods they were able to actually collect. But Meowmies still going to try and retake this. They have full rifles at this point with no ability to kind of rebuy those for match point. So this is a big round for them to win. See Barry going out with that drone. It does get operator shot down. Some shock darts being thrown, but could not even get it to half there. Dart Monkeys holding so well. The headshot connects from Yug. I don't know if there's enough time for Meowmies. No, they are running away. Oh no, Yug falling to the spike. That's 1 rifle to be saved for match point. Oh no.
Dart Monkeys on match point, and Meowmies are looking to just trying to buy up anything they possibly can. And my god, I just want to talk about how good having a good KO is. Bunny B, 19 kills on top of the scoreboard, but I want to talk about just that null command was perfect. The amount of delay, once the spike was being planted, they had so much delay. Meowmies could not use a counter null command at all because they were just sitting there waiting for that to just go away, basically. And the amount of delay they had caused the spike to just tick right down. And once they were able to maybe try a retake, they didn't. They were just running out of time completely. This is a new look coming out from Dark Monkeys. A very fast push onto the B site, and they've taken a lot of CT pressure here. And this is beautiful. Kiss not really able to get anyone with that tour de force. The fragment grenade will not catch anyone just yet. SK is playing a bit of a one and done position here, but will she get checked? She does. Yogg checks her and takes her down, and the defuse will actually come through. But look at this post plant, the CT post plant, and it's Brimwa will just shut her right down. And once again, the spray through connects for Grimoire. The fragment grenades, the spray through once again from CT and Dark Monkey. A 13-4. What a dominant showing. 2-0 for Dark Monkeys, and they will be going into round of 8. You're muted.
Sorry, folks. Okay. Well, that was an amazing last round. I thought Meowmies was going to be able to pull that off, but it went to Dark Monkeys. So we finally have an answer. Monkeys are better than cats. Sorry, I'm probably going to upset a couple of cat lovers, but at least we were able to determine it from this series. So Dark Monkeys went 13-2 for map 1 and were able to win 13-4 for this map on Icebox, showing us again why they are the back-to-back reigning champs of Game Changers Academy. And today we've just seen so much dominance from the favorites. We've seen them win the pistol rounds, even bonus rounds, and obviously subsequent rounds after that, impressing us so much. So Priya, I know that we talked a lot about Bunny Bee and how much they have impressed us. I mean, do you have any points to talk about with them?
I just love seeing the flexibility of Bunny Bee once at first going into that chamber pick, and then afterwards on the KO as well. She had so much value, both frags wise, but also utility usage on the KO. She had so much delay, especially on those defensive, those attacking rounds for Dark Monkeys. She basically, once the plant was down, the amount of utility that she had, the amount of delay that she was able to provide for Dark Monkeys was amazing. And also the fragging ability, she was able to get picks again and again and again, leaving Meowmies in a one-player deficit. So just a huge congrats to just the showing that Bunny Bee has provided with this new kind of agent composition. They've changed things up just a little bit, and it's actually worked so well for them.
Yeah, so they went 22 for this map and 5 first bloods. Just such an impactful player for this series, and as you said so eloquently, taking Dark Monkeys into the top 8. But we can't count out Meowmies. They weren't the favorites to win this map, but they did do a great showing for their debut. So Jojo, what do you think about their debut series?
Yeah, it's always going to be tough to kind of come into that top 16 against clear favorites, a team who has been together since the beginning of the year, coming up on 6 months, and have played in multiple tournaments before. I think Meowmies should be very, very proud of how far they were able to come in this tournament, even taking 4 rounds away from Lintic Kaio, one of the, compositions that has all of these signed pro players playing for it. So they've got a bright future, I'm sure. They just need to practice a little bit more together, review these VODs, and make some significant changes. I really, really hope to see them in future GCAs or even some other tournaments in the scene.
Definitely. So Meowmies' journey fortunately has ended, but as you said, hopefully we'll get to see them in the next Game Changers Academy. So that means Dart Monkeys moves on to the top 8, and joining them will be a couple of other teams that have been able to finish their series. So Lintic Kaio, Astoria, Solaire, Team Opulence Black, so far we know, will also be in the top 8. So we will be able to see the top 8, and so don't go too far. We have more VCT Game Changers Academy on the other side of the break.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone, so save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my